We had worked this farm the night before, but the coyotes were down over the hill, downwind, and the snow was very crunchy to walk on. We backed out, and I went back the next night. They answered up on top of that hill, and with the wind in my face and a quiet ground to walk on, I was able to move up, get into the same field they were, and you'll hear their response to my howls. They got very mouthy, and it didn't take long before they break out on that back left corner. They're about to answer, and it's going to make the video longer, but I'm going to let it go and not cut anything out so that you can get the full effect of what it was like. The other sound you hear is me walking right now. I initially had to call straight out in front, but with where the coyotes were and the way the field rolled, I had more room to the left, so I made the call to that side so as they came to the sound source, I'd have more room to work with the rifle. I cut some of it out, but for the most part I mocked and mimicked them with the diaphragm call, and it didn't take much after that before they came out of that back left corner. They come out over the crest of the hill. As you can see, one of the coyotes finds something to roll in. Both of them get in that area, and they were actually there for probably 20 to 30 minutes. They end up laying down, and they wouldn't respond to any calls. So eventually, I went through the sound list on the remote, found a sound that they would respond to, and you'll see what happens when it gets their attention. I had initially thought that there may have actually been other coyotes up on top of the hill that they ran from and that they were talking to, but after watching them a little bit closer and reviewing the video, their own howls were echoing up that hill and bouncing off the trees, and they were actually talking to themselves a little bit. And I'm muted here just because some of those sounds aren't going to be played in public. But if you can see by watching them, it got them fired up again, and they're both back out there and talking a little bit. So hang tight, and we'll be right back to listening to them here shortly. And we're going to mute here again for a couple minutes, not even that long. Actually, while I try another sound, I'm just trying to get them to commit and break and come across that fence line. Right now they're about 300 yards or so, but it's real foggy and raining, and I just wanted to get them both a little bit closer, but we'll see what happens. So at this point, the coyotes won't move. I've got one laying down, one sitting down. I've tried a bunch of different sounds. They don't want to leave that spot, so I've ranged it at 280 yards. Figured if I shoot the smallest one first, that's likely the female, and the male will hang close enough that I can get a shot at him too.
Alright, I finally made it over here. Fog's getting thick. I'll walk up here and see what we got laying. There's one. Nice red coyote. That was number 2. Looks like bullet impact. That was the old boy there. His girlfriend is right over here somewhere. Up here on top roll. Hey there, Mouthy. You messed with the wrong dude. Yep. That is her. She's not in heat anymore. They're just grope. That's it. Double down.
Here's one other thing to look at with an overhead map of the area. The blue arrow was the wind direction. I entered the field from the west, came up the hill, and the yellow arrows are the path the coyotes took. The red line at 280 yards is the bullet path,